Was it worth it?
You cheated on me.
So you're still peeking, from this like one bucket of misery. Hey, I'm Inti.
And I'm Jekka.
And we are Transpose, a space for collaboration, everything connected to music, music production. And that's it.
Yeah. This is actually our second episode for our podcast series. So welcome.
Welcome, everybody.
What we want to share today is kind of a little bit about our approaches to how we made our albums, and they are a bit different. And we also kind of want to talk about just the format of the album itself, so that we can have a conversation of whether it matters in today's age or not as a musician.
And want to ask you if you're still listening to some albums, and we want to talk about what we listened to in the last months and what inspired us, what didn't. Yeah. So what was your favorite album in the past months you listened to?
Yeah, I must say I haven't listened to a lot of albums. Sometimes I go through these periods of time when I don't listen to music at all, just to kind of clear my head of all information. But I did listen to a couple. So one that comes to mind was the new album by JPEG Mafia. I just love that guy, honestly. I think he's such a crazy, wicked producer with all his sampling techniques. Honestly, like if I had a superpower, like I would love to be like invisible and also transport myself secretly into his studio to just like to just watch how he produces his stuff.
Wow.
Because it's so, I don't know, in my mind it's so playful. Always it kind of has that bit of irony, that bit of like kind of trolling you in some ways. For me at least, it feels like.
So it has humor as well.
Yeah, I feel like it does. I mean, the last album is not as, I would say, probably humorous. It's got more of an edge to it. It's kind of, I felt it was more darker, kind of darker than his previous album. But yeah, like, I don't know, JPEG Mafia's albums and tracks are just always so fun to listen to. And I find myself actually laughing when I'm listening to them. And I think that when you have such a reaction towards music,
that's cool.
I think that's a good thing, like because you're not only supposed to cry to music or just dance. I think simple emotions.
Music is for all emotions.
Exactly.
All emotions are allowed. Yeah, for me, I have to check him out because I never like listen. Like, I know a few songs, but never like give it a deep listen.
Yeah,
and sounds like something I would like. But for me, so definitely Kelela. I liked it. I think when I listened to it like for the second time, I was like more grooving. So I think I still need like a third time to really like feel it. But the best album I've listened to last month was the album of Martin. I don't know if you also know this producer. No. It's called Music for Existing, and it's a combo of electronic music and like jazz music. So he's also sampling jazz music in a very like creative way, and the crazy sound design, and also he had like the snippets of some kind of vocals talking about how everybody now just wants to have an outcome from everything fast, and there's this like one track with spoken words that are telling about to enjoy the process and so a bit like a meditation, but also crazy sound design, jazzy breakbeaty drum and bassy stuff. So this is literally what I like the most, and I think this album made the biggest impact on me last months, I can say, because it was literally something fresh.
Yeah.
And I always search for something fresh to listen to. And I also listen to an album of some producer that I never heard of, DJ Strawberry, and it's I think he's in the collective of juke music, so footwork juke stuff,
Yeah.
and in younger age I was also really into this music. And yeah, also very beautiful album. Also jazzy stuff with trip hop, footwork. Sorry, jazzy stuff with footwork, crazy sampling, and that's actually what I really like. Because, yeah, I can say these two albums are quite similar. So yeah, I always like to go back to my jazzy background.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Was there was there an album like that made a big impact on you as an artist when you were just starting out?
Yeah,
Like in your
definitely.
youth?
Robert Glasper Experiment Black Radio.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Okay,
was
yeah.
something I was listening to like all over and all over again with my friends. And yeah, I don't know, almost 15 or 16. And
Yeah.
when we discovered this album, like we were like, what is this? This is like new universe for sure.
Yeah.
And so yeah, Robert Glasper took a few guys to the band with him, and one of them was Casey Benjamin, so the guy who actually inspired me to play on guitar. So he was a saxophone player, and yeah, he was Black Radio was a compilation of original songs and covers rearranged by this band, and also lots of great R&B vocalist and soul vocalist like appear on that. But so it was jazzy, hip hoppy, electronic, and experimental,
Yeah.
and black, and so everything what I like in music
Yeah.
was there. So I really recommend to listen to it once again. And like cover of Nirvana feels like Teen Spirit sang
Yeah.
on vocoder with jazz band is like something weird, but but it really worked, and
Wow.
it still works. And yeah, Casey Benjamin is dead, unfortunately. So R.I.P.
Wow. Yeah, now that makes me really want to listen to it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And
Wow.
so laid back, and the Chris Dave is playing on drums. And also got inspired with those like breaky drums from him. And yeah, I always wanted to play like Robert Glasper piano, never happened. But I tried my best. So yeah, well, I can say that that was a key album. But there are of course many more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for you?
Yeah, now that I'm think about it, like it's really hard to pin down just the one album, and like I can't really remember what exactly I was listening to when I was like a teenager. Maybe not even a lot of music, but maybe the most kind of the album that had the impact on me the most was probably Kate Bush, Hounds of Love.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I know it's like an old like album,
Doesn't matter.
but when I first listened to it, I was like, wow, there's so much kind of storytelling in it. And I felt like I was literally transported into a different world where I was like the protagonist of the story. And I was going through all of these songs, feeling the emotions and kind of the story developing. And I don't know, it just made me feel very different kinds of emotions rather than to the other music that I would listen to. And I feel like since then, kind of something that I always strived to do as an artist myself as well is to kind of build that storytelling into the albums that I released. And and the fact that like only later I think did I find out, or rather read that kind of Kate Bush just kind of produced the entire album by herself. Like she just, I don't know, shut herself in a studio, had all these synthesizers and all these wild ideas. And you can really feel it. Like she really let everything out, and the songs are really unconventional.
Oh yeah, totally.
But they kind of, yeah, it's like you have bits of sort of almost musical theater, but also very like experimental stuff in it. Yeah, and it's like, for me, I guess it was impactful because I was myself a very imaginative kid. I would read a lot of like fantasy books as a child, like stories, fairy tales, sci-fi, and kind of all that. And so for me, music that kind of also transported me to that world, I would say, yeah, resonated with me the most. Yeah.
That's cool. I also loved Kate Bush, but I discovered her a little bit later. I remember when I was when I listened Wuthering Heights. I hated it. I hated when I played on the radio. It was like, well, who's this? What's this weird like voice?
Same. I hated that song. Yeah.
But also with Björk, I didn't like Björk. She was too weird. She was like a monster to me. Like, why is she? Why? But yeah, I had to like mature up a little bit.
For sure, yeah. I think like someone actually like copied a folder of Kate Bush's discography onto a hard drive, and I was already like in my 20s. And I did write music before that, but the kind of songs that I wrote were kind of I don't know, more inspired by like soul and blues music, and like Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, and all that. And as a kid, also like, I don't know, you would see all these memes on reels when like millennials kind of like the music I listened to when I was a kid, and they would like, and there would be a song, I don't know, by Toni Braxton or by Mariah Carey singing about like her man cheating or divorce. That was like saying for me, like I was like listening to those songs and like belting together with Mariah or Whitney or Aretha, and like, you cheated on me and something, and then I was writing literally kind of the same stories, like as a 9-year-old.
Oh my God.
I was like, you cheated on me, and I was like fucking 10 years old, like what did I even know?
Yeah.
So yeah, like it took me a while to kind of really get kind of beyond that and discover other music.
Yeah, my boyfriend was telling me that he was listening to Cypress Hill, and they also had like, I wanna die, and I was like, this was my favorite song when I was 9. It's like,
Yeah.
did you know what is it about? It's like I knew all of these lyrics by heart. It's like it's funny that you can in love in music that doesn't speak to you yet, but you just feel the emotions.
Yeah, but I'm also just wondering how, like we both already have kind of several releases out, and I'm just wondering how long, kind of when at which moment did you kind of realize that you have a certain approach to making your albums?
I think there's never an approach. I think you always learn by doing. And this was my third album I did. And I don't know if I planned it, I just knew I have to do it every day. And I'll do something.
Yeah.
And I knew I didn't have a clear concept for it straight up. I just had music. So I let the music lead me and the emotions that are behind it, and then create a concept behind it. Because that's how I trust myself the most. I like to create, come up with concepts and stories and stuff, but not as something first. I have to get inspired first. So I was making music, and then I had like lots of ideas that I always knew I wanted to work on. And when the time came, when I found out that I got the grant to finish the album, I was like, yeah, let's just do it. Like, I have so many ideas. I just have to sit, I have to organize them, I have to select them, see how to merge them together to create a cohesive sound, and then the emotions started to come slowly, by this ritual of being alone in the studio and feeling everything, emotions. So yeah, I mean, I also knew myself that my songs are also not the happiest ever. So it had to be either about some trauma,
Eternal
or
suffering.
internal suffering. So like you can just
Eastern
pick.
European style.
So you're still picking, from this like one bucket of misery. Like, oh, is it like the Weltschmerz, or I don't know, or toxic relationships. So in general, like the album is still about all of it, but for the not marketing reasons, but of course for the story, I had to like decide on one direction. And that was like this kind of apocalyptic before the after vibe. But I felt my music is still like a little bit clubby, so I didn't want to depress people 100% like with my depression, but I still wanted to give them a little bit of hope, because my songs were a little bit hopeful, and there was like lots of like dance motifs. So I think so I took a little bit from here, a little bit from that, and then the concept for the album came up.
Yeah. So how important was it for you? You mentioned that you let the music kind of lead you towards a concept. So how important was it for you to have like kind of work within a specific maybe genre or a specific sound that you had in mind? Like did you limit yourself to a specific like genre or sound? Yeah.
Not really. I mean, not really, but also really. For like last months, I think I was kind of inspired to make those like a little bit breakbeaty stuff, a bit more clubby stuff. It was just like it came to me by like it was just there.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to like think about it. Oh, what I want to do now? Is it gonna be jazz? Is it gonna be pop? Or it's like so. all of my ideas were already more or less in this kind of same vibe.
Yeah.
And yeah, so when I first time sat down, so listened to all of the projects, I knew I had to like put them closer together a little bit.
Yeah.
So for sure, what like glues it glues, that's a very funny word, glues it together. It's my vocal production, like lots of like R&B stuff, lots of backing vocals, some harmonizers, always a strong beat, strong electronic beat, and lots of electronic and harsh, sometimes harsh pads or synths. So somehow I knew what I like, and I just tried to stay in this color palette.
Which song from your album was like the song that you made first, and that you understood that there's going to be an album? Was there such like a song?
Yeah, I think it was Hope. Yeah. So Hope wasn't a song written for me. That was the funniest part. I was in a session with one artist, and I always thought like, damn, it was such a good session, and she just never came back to me. I was like, okay, you don't want it, I take it. And of course I changed the melody, written like new lyrics and stuff, but the production was mine, so I could like claim it. And I was super excited. because it also somehow like gave me a direction for the album. So it was like, yeah, it was clubby,
Yeah.
beat, like electronic beats, um, yeah, R&B vocals, and also the lyrics that my sister wrote gave me also this kind of direction about what this whole album can be about.
Yeah. And so you wrote this album in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
So what was like the main challenge for you? Was it time? Was it just like getting into the flow? Was it finding, I don't know, all those right textures? Like having a deadline, like you had
Yeah.
a deadline in mind. Was that like something that you kind of decided for yourself to have so that it would motivate you to finish
Yeah.
things faster?
Yeah, definitely. So I need a deadline to be fast and productive, and I really like it because it just like puts me in the mood. I'm up for the challenge, and I like to challenge myself because when I have free time and it's like, oh, I'm gonna do it this, I'm gonna do it here. Like this day, of course, it's like I'm gonna be too chilled for that. So I need to put in my calendar. And then it was really good for me because just coming to the studio every day, in the more like at least 6 hours a day, every day. I mean, sometimes even weekends.
Yeah.
Also was giving me lots of motivation because I saw things are moving forward. And I could see how this whole story is molding, that everything starts to have like legs and arms. I don't know, that's a Polish saying. And so this regular work awards me.
And like, was there a moment where you felt stuck? Like, and you just didn't know how to proceed? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I did feel stuck, but luckily I had a co-producer, on a few songs. And every time I felt stuck, I sent the project to her. And then I was unstuck. And I was like, this is so cool. So she sparkled the idea. Also the same with lyrics. Sometimes I was already stuck, like I don't know what else production wise I can do with this song.
Yeah.
And then my sister was like giving me back lyrics she wrote. And I was like, this is great. And now, new ideas come again. So it was, so I guess good team is also important to work with people that will inspire you back and you're excited to continue working.
And how often do you always work with your sister, or do you always work with the co-producer that you worked on with this album? Or
Yeah, I mean, the co-producer is just my good friend from Berkeley, where we met. And she also listens to similar kinds of music as me, as I do, and she really understands what I'm going for.
yeah.
And I really used her not as a producer, for mixing or mastering, or she was just like my creative help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when she came up with something, I had to do all of the boring job, with mixing, editing, and stuff. But for sure, I'm very grateful for Arina Koreniu, who helped me to do that. Big shout out. And I also always work with my sister. I also feel she feels she understands words much better than me, and she can translate words. No, she can translate emotions better to words than me. I'm very bad at it. I would say I would just write, I'm sad, I'm happy, haha. So And because she also, you know, writes a story. It's always like few like dimensional. It's lots of metaphors. It's never like straight up. You always have to like put some thought to it.
Yeah.
So every time I sing it, you know, I understand something new. So so there are also like lots of hidden layers
yeah.
there. And so yeah, every time I sing it live, even I'm like, damn. Huh, am I dumb or I just understood it now? So this is cool, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if I would have to do like really everything alone, yeah, then you feel stuck and then the work doesn't go so fast.
Yeah.
For sure it's possible, but yeah, to make it faster, you need a team.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, creative partnerships can really help, especially when you feel stuck, but also just in general to kind of widen your perspectives, like as well. Yeah, I think it's like it's important to have musician friends like that you trust, that you can send your work to and tell them, okay, you know, I'm feeling a bit stuck. Like, can you have a listen? Is
Yeah.
it like, what do you think? Maybe what would I change? Not that like you send someone your work and they say, oh, this is like shit.
Yeah,
you know?
that's not the point.
That's not the point.
Also, that's not the
yeah.
point of being a producer.
Yeah.
You never
Or a friend.
or a friend. Yeah, of course. That even like yeah. The good producer is
Yeah.
about, you know, like helping you with your idea to develop your
exactly.
idea and take the best what's there and you know and improve it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I believe in that every idea can be a good idea.
Yeah.
That's what I learned from my work, the agency, and now that anything can be more or less a good song. Like it doesn't have to be genius,
Yeah.
but it will be something good.
Yeah, but it will be yours as
Yeah.
well. Definitely, yeah.
And how was it for you? How long it took you?
I must say, I move at kind of a snail pace. I'm very much of a, I guess, I don't know, for the last maybe 10 years or so, I've taken up this, or maybe it was always there, and I didn't notice. But yeah, I've always been kind of more of a research based kind of artist. I need time to think, I need time to look for new ideas, for new experiences. And it always takes time for me to just like build that concept. And I have a lot of like sticky notes, and I would have a full wall with different like thoughts on like on my wall, trying to find a connection between
More
like
intellectual.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'm just like, because I'm curious about lots of things at the same time, but I'm always trying to find what exactly is at the core of these interests, because there's always something there. And yeah, for the album that I released this year, I think it also took around maybe 2 to 3 years for me to just, yeah, understand what it is I want to say.
But that's a normal time. Usually,
I don't know,
artists
because-
like release. That's how it should be. That you take time. I mean, for me,
Yeah.
maybe I also did it in free months, but it wasn't. You know, like I also probably needed time to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
there
yeah,
to have
yeah.
those ideas, and then just like you know.
Yeah, I mean, like the album itself, maybe I wrote it like within a year or so, like
Yeah.
the songs themselves. But yeah, the concept, it took me quite a while to get there. And I was also coming out of a very like long creative block where like since my last release, which was in 2019, and I haven't been writing music at all. I was just going through this massive burnout where I don't know, I needed time away to kind of just reflect and regroup, or just to see like what it is I want from my music, from myself as well. And it was a bit of a painful kind of process to come out of that creative block. But what was funny is that the first song that triggered the album, I wrote it out of spite. And it's funny because like I was going to all these different concerts in Berlin. There's plenty of like your experimental music underground scene. And I was at this concert at Silent Green. There were a couple of artists playing. And I don't know, I was just standing there and I was like, man, like it seems like everybody's doing this same kind of beat or this same sort of production, like heavy beats, like with distorted basses and stuff. And I was like, man, like, I mean, I could do that. Like, I thought.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just gonna try and do that as well. Like, and maybe, you know, I'll get booked in this experimental scene or something. And so I went back home and I even recorded a snippet of the performance on like my phone to kind of try and recreate the beat that I was after. And it turned out completely different, like completely different, which is always funny is because like I think the way your brain works as well when you're trying to remember a certain texture or sound, like it doesn't like replicate it 100% one to one, which AI does. So if you're using AI,
Use your brain.
yeah, use your brain because your brain is far more interesting. And and I made this beat, and I liked how like it had this sort of heaviness to it, but also this drive to it. And then I added this like very kind of dark bass to it as well, which went up and down. And I just started singing something, just like gibberish again. And I just felt the emotion come back. And I was like, okay, I think I'm coming back to this.
Nice.
And I wrote that song, and the lyrics actually, for me, like lyrics take a lot of time to write as well because I want to kind of build that story, and it's frustrating to me as well because I was like, I want the song to be finished already, like and then there's like this one word that's really annoying, and I can't find that one word that would express that feeling that I want. And and then that's when I sort of realized that I want to write an album, and I kind of felt what it should be about, and I started mapping it all like on different like mood boards. I like to create mood boards, whiteboards with all the different references.
You have like literally like small posters, like poster cards.
I do it like
Postcards.
digital.
Yeah.
I do it in the digital version, because like I collect snippets of films or screenshots or like books that I've read or quotes that really resonated with me as well.
Wow.
And kind of like, you know, if you see some TV series where the detective is trying to solve a murder with like all these lines.
That's what I thought you have. You know, you had a whole wall with those like
kind of
posties,
like very very nerdy about it. And then like I just kind of, but I also had this idea that I wanted to let myself kind of be free in terms of genre. So like I had a storyline, like the umbrella kind of storyline placed, because in my mind, like what this album would be was like this 5 stages of grief that you're going through. For me, it was both a personal story and a political story, kind of like me trying to cope with all these, like a loss of a past life that I had as well, kind of a certain identity crisis, and also just like my place in the world. And this was the umbrella, and this whole album was sort of like, a mourning of this past life, going through these stages of grief, but also but each song would be kind of would be almost like a scene from a movie. So the whole album would be kind of like this soundtrack to a movie that isn't realized.
Or like a video game, you're just like going into, and there's like a indie, like there's a scene.
Yeah, exactly.
You're entering the room, and then there's a guy, and then new story. I love it about your album.
And that's why kind of like I decided that it didn't matter, the genre didn't matter. I just went all out. I was like making cringy EDM music, whatever. I was trying to explore, I don't know, metal, hardcore textures.
That's why I love it.
Kind of ambient stuff as well. And I just went for it because I wanted to also have fun. And I think that's important as well. And I don't know, like I'm really kind of proud of this work.
Of course,
I mean, I don't know whether like this storyline of different scenes and movie-esque kind of approach translates to the listener, but I feel like also the listener has their own interpretation of every album that they listen to, which is interesting in itself as well.
I think I can hear it now after you told me about it. But this is something hard to like convey,
For sure,
in the story until like you literally say it out loud.
But also I think it's it's good when like not everything is said, like not everything is out in the open, and maybe like if the listener wants to know more, then they kind of investigate or re-listen to the album. Because I feel like with some albums, some of my favorite albums that I re-listen to as well, like every time I listen to them, there's something new that I discover about
that's
like
the
the
most
music.
beautiful about it.
Yeah.
You have to keep them hungry.
Yeah.
Also from a music and marketing perspective, that's the way. You have to keep them hungry, like, because what's the point? Like, that's not food.
Yeah.
You just eat it and like, okay, I'm fine.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Was it worth it?
Writing an album?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I love writing albums. I mean, sometimes there are songs that are just written by themselves, which is fine as well. But I feel like it's just so much more interesting to write an album because you really get to immerse yourself maybe into a specific theme or topic, or maybe even, I don't know, if you decided to work within one genre. I think just like setting some sort of limit sometimes helps you as well. To kind of find creative ways to develop your artistry.
So challenge yourself and like see where this is gonna take you, Or for me, making an album was also, like a more spiritual thing, because I wanted to tell a story about, this apocalyptic world, what's gonna happen if the whole world ends, and where are we standing now. And because of that, I also started to like think about it more, of course. You can't write music about something that doesn't really like touches you. And then I also started to question myself, like, am I doing enough? Am I doing something to help the world to become a little bit better? And started to see my friends a little bit differently. So it was something that, I don't know, because of that I decided to be vegan, because I wanted to do that for such a long time, and I never had this I always had those excuses. This is not gonna change the world. This is not maybe gonna work. I don't have enough time. And then it's like, okay, I have to take myself accountable as well, and maybe just live with my morals. And so that was definitely a change I did because of the album.
Yeah, that's definitely something to think about, like how it can not only like impact others, but also how it can change yourself as well. And I think it's just about going out and experiencing life, because I remember seeing this quote by I think Lauryn Hill, who said that you have to go out like and experience things in order for you to write about something, because like she's not going to write about just like anything, or about like stuff
Yeah.
that she isn't interested about. And I think that's really important, because I think as you also grow older, like you have different experiences. You see things maybe differently. You meet other people. Maybe you go out travel, or you get interested in new subjects, or you see things in a different way. And I think that an album is also, yeah, kind of like really a way to just rediscover yourself as
Yeah.
well, and see like what's there to kind of connect with yourself as well.
Yeah, I also see the dance floor now a little bit differently because when I was starting writing the album, before that, I was working full time and I felt like, going party is just for rich people, unemployed people who have time, and a little bit, I'm an employed artist and going for parties, but it has more to that,
Yeah.
and of course I knew that before, but I lost it for a second. Because I don't know, capitalistic world just ate me,
Yeah.
and now when I have a little bit more time, and I'm meeting people on the dance floor, and I see how this is important in such days we have right now. And
Yeah.
my album is also about that. We should just dance and use our time here as much as we want,
Yeah.
as we need, and as much as we have to. Be together, because nowadays everybody's alone, everybody sits at home, everybody just Netflix and chill, and
Yeah.
I'm not going out tonight, I'm so tired.
Oh my God, that's me.
And we don't have moments when we actually meet people.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like the dance floor is also changed in a way that sometimes you don't feel a real connection on the dance floor, because people, we have become so intertwined with our phones. Like it feels like people are there to just capture themselves being on the dance floor and not really kind of connect to each other.
Depends to which club you're going to, because I felt it last
For sure.
times like quite a lot, and it made me feel good, and
Yeah.
it made me remember about the the importance of community and the dance floor, and that even though sometimes like it's not perfect, but that we just interact with each other, that we dance, and everybody
Yeah.
let themselves to be a little bit more free than at work.
Yeah, for sure, yeah. But I also feel like there's this increase in kind of these spaces where you can really become an active listener. So like with these listening bars that people go to, maybe to kind of get kind of more deeply connected with a piece of music, for example, or
Yeah.
with each other. And I find it interesting because it seems like, at least like in the industry or in the music industry, right? Like they tell you, oh, like albums don't matter anymore. Like you should just release a bunch of singles, every 6 weeks you have to release a new song so people don't forget about you.
Yeah.
And like people don't listen to albums anymore because like our like attention span is fried and all that. And I mean, I find it a bit sad because I feel like, listening to an album it takes you on a real journey, and you can really like connect to the artist even more through that, and also just connect with other people because you have
Yeah.
things to discuss. Like you can go and listen with your friends, like,
Yeah.
and it's not just going to be a playlist of random songs on shuffle, but it's going to be like an experience, and then you have things to talk about. Like everyone has
Exactly.
their different opinion about this or that album, and I find that's something that's maybe missing.
It is missing like 100%. Last month, I also participated in artist development program, and just the experience that we all sat down for like 2 hours and we're listening to each other's track, the artist's track. It was I felt like this is so nice. I haven't
Yeah.
experienced it like in a while, you know, like, okay, I was listening to my own tracks, but
Yeah.
when you listen to music, you're usually listen it to, you know, while you go to work
Yeah.
or while you cook,
Yeah.
or it's always while doing something.
It's like in the background. It's kind of like
Yeah.
a function more.
and
Yeah.
and I don't like to listen to music as a background, because I just
Yeah.
then there's no point. I cannot focus. And
Yeah.
when also I have this I don't know, this ability when I talk, you know, when I meet with friends and I want to play some, like one of my favorite songs, and it plays in the background, I literally cannot focus on the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I really want to be present with music, and yeah, just live doesn't kind of allow you for that anymore. So either it's
Yeah.
concerts, but it's also a little bit different experience. But yeah, just to meet with other people and listen to music with full presence and
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
think about it. It's something very cool, and yeah, people need that right now. That's why I think that's why those listening
Yeah.
bars, listening parties,
Yeah.
because yeah, it's hard to focus alone at home. And it's hard to invite your friends to, hey, let's listen to this album and do nothing. You know, people are just like, this is something awkward. Like
Yeah.
my mom told me that, you know, in like communist times, like she didn't have access to all of those like Western records, and when
Yeah.
somebody brought it, there was just this one
Yeah.
vinyl record around her friends, and they were all meeting, you know, because somebody had a turntable and this one person had this vinyl, and 15
Yeah.
people are coming to the room, and
Yeah.
they were making listening parties, because, you know, there was no other choice just to listen to this one album.
Right,
and now
yeah.
we're going back, you know, we have everything, and now we're going back to the
Yeah,
same
it's
thing.
just this convenience and this access to the entire world music catalog is making us kind of, in a way, lazy, because I feel like we treat music as just a function, just for granted that it exists. You know, we have access to it whenever we want, but we're not like really kind of valuing it in the same way as maybe other artworks. And that's a bit sad. And I think, yeah, like music is about also sharing and discovery. And even like when I was growing up, you would, you know, kind of swap CDs with your best friends. And that way you kind of
Yeah.
understand what you like, what you don't. I don't know, you would also go to somebody's house to kind of listen to some music. And I think that's pretty rare now, but it's so important to be, as you said, like being present with music as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm reading Energy Flash by Simon Reynolds right now. And he writes about the first pioneers of house music in Chicago and how they would get their hands on like Italo disco records, and they would just go to someone's house, they would put the record on, they would turn off the lights and kind of listen to the record like many times and then discuss it, kind of almost philosophizing about trying to understand what each instrument is doing, how the songs are made, why, like the intention behind it. And I feel like that's really important as well, to just understand that music isn't just made out of nothing. I mean, obviously now with AI, yeah, like that's the computer is generating the music based on trained data that it stole from all the musicians around the world
Who did the work.
who did the work.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah, I feel like there need to be spaces for people to meet with music, besides, I mean, the dance
The
floor.
club.
Yeah, besides
Yeah.
the club, because music, I think, like at its core is about communication. That's how it started, right? Like it's about communication. It's about collectively processing kind of events or emotional states
Yeah,
together.
yeah. So it just helps you process certain emotions, and you know, you can just pick different genre that can help you, you know, rage, I don't know, heavy metal, romantic, something romantic, R&B and soul, you know, like not, of course, we're just generalizing, but that's why we have art, you know. And once I remember I was talking to some guy who was like, oh, nobody at school is like teaching us how to like, you know, handle our emotions. I was like, dude, but you have art for that, you know. We don't have to like have everything on our plates, you know, just like served. You just have to, you know, look around and the answers are there.
Yeah, so I think that making an album is just a fun kind of creative journey you can take yourself on.
Fun or like very miserable.
Or very miserable as well.
Because
therapeutic it can be.
It's therapeutic because through pain you go and see different horizons, you know, you're climbing the peak of your possibilities. Literally, that's what it is, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you
lock in.
You lock in, you try your stamina, you know. What's your shape? What's your musical shape? How's your brain shape doing? Not shape, the brain.
Brain wave? What brain?
I don't know. How's your brain doing in general? You know, how intelligent you are. Maybe like, you know, you still need some
brain health.
Brain health. You need some information. You know, like I think. Everybody should do something like that. Maybe that doesn't have to be an album, but can be a craft. It can be a project, you know. Like we should do more stuff like that, just
going beyond sort of that one song that you wrote and thinking about ways that you can build a world around also that song. Like maybe not only in terms of music, but also visuals or I don't know, something like some other medium that you can use to
video,
kind of
everything
express
is connected
your world.
It's you will find out something about yourself, and the world will meet you also a bit better. So it's definitely worth doing, and if nobody listens, like whatever, at least you did something, you know. At least you did something that others didn't have like the bravery to do, in my opinion. And when you die, you know, there will be something after you, like there will be a trace,
an album
you left. I mean, nothing that's, you know, like in centuries, like some archaeologists, I don't know if archaeologists, they will be like in 1,000 years, you know, but they will dig out this MP3 file.
And look at this niche artist that I found.
It's fascinating, you know, how people were like, you know, how they were like digesting their emotions. They were making art. They were making music done by themselves. Wow. You know, maybe this is gonna happen. And I think it's important as a human being to do such things.
So go out and make an album, have fun, and
don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
And thank you for listening to our ramble about albums.
It's always nice, you know. It's also nice to sit and like think about these things, because on a daily basis you just don't have time for it.
Absolutely.
And that's why do it. Go make art.
And see you in our next episode.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao, ciao.